Greetings and many, many blessings to you all. Halito, I am Phoenix-Ism, certified Reiki master and teacher, jewelry designer at Phoenix-Ism, an herbalist, wellness coach, and the list goes on. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today I want to talk about Reiki. Today I want to talk about my process of teaching a class and my process of conducting the service. I also want to give you a little information about my Reiki classes and how they flow. But I also just want to discuss the wonderful benefits of Reiki. So, as you know, again, I'm a certified Reiki master. I've been certified since 2014. Wow. I've actually been doing Reiki ever since the age of 13, unknowing that it was Reiki, but understanding that it was healer's hands, laying of the hands, and that it was indeed energy healing. I'm a martial arts kid, been a martial arts kid for ever. I really can't remember the age I was when I stopped, and I only stopped because we moved away. But I never stopped understanding what I was taught, its purpose and its reason. And I apply everything that I learned in those aspects of my life at that time to present day time. So with knowing martial arts and experiencing martial arts, I learned about meditation. I learned about crystals. I learned about energy healing. I learned about harnessing my energy and how to use it, as well as using different metals such as silver and copper and gold to harness those energies and to emit them out. And I think that was the first step for me, understanding that I have a gift. I do know that I was young in martial arts. I was in elementary school, middle school, and I didn't get a chance to continue in my teens. However, I did have an understanding to where I understood my gift at that time. So this is the reason why I said the age of 13. At that time, I was in a prayer group with my mother and a few other adults, and I never was the type of child to go run outside and play during those type of times. I was actually there in the middle of that prayer session, praying along with the adults in the room. And in that prayer circle, we actually held hands, and there was a woman that we were praying over who had an injury, a knee injury. And during the prayer, one of the ladies who was holding my hand immediately let my hand go, like very abruptly. And in her doing that, she said, oh no, this child has the gift. She has the gift. Let her lay her hands on the individual. And I remember being slightly afraid because I didn't know what she meant by she has the gift. It scared me. And much like my first pregnancy, the labor, and it just dawned on me that I kind of had the same notion and face and feeling that, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on, but I want to see it through. I want to see if I have a gift. I want to see if it's something. And so they placed my hand on that woman's knee. I remember the energy that day. Because every time I think about it and I feel it. It's almost like experiencing it all over again. But they placed my hand on that woman's knee, and immediately she felt something. And what I experienced was this heat I had never felt before. And my body began to tremble because I don't know if it was from the heat or from the fear within me. But I was nervous. And all I could say in my mind was, well, let her be healed. Let her be healed. Because at that moment, I realized that they were allowing me and the energy that was flowing in me to heal this woman. And because of it being a prayer group and knowing that we pray to the Most High, our Creator, or at least I know I do, it let me know where that energy came from and where her healing came from. And amazingly, she was healed. I didn't know how. I didn't know why. And I was still scared and nervous. I didn't have the understanding that I have now, or the understanding that I had, some years back. Reiki is powerful, right? And before I move on, I do want to say, let go of the word Reiki. Reiki simply means universal life force energy. Ki meaning energy in Japanese. And it's a very simple thing. Understanding that it's just a word. You can shake that off. And you can move forward in the gift, understanding what it is and what it does. So from that day forward, I utilized that gift. I understood where it came from. And so when I would pray and I would have my moments, that's what I focused on. At that time, I was preparing to be a youth minister, and I realized again that I had a calling on my life. And of course, you want that calling, when you're dealing with what you're dealing with, you want that calling to be a part of what you're dealing with. And so I was considered to be a prophetess of my time, but just a young prophetess. And those of you who know, I am deep into spirituality. I do oracle tarot card readings, pendulum readings. I also read auras and all types of things. And these are things that I don't put out there all willingly, because I prefer for anyone who comes to me to have resonated with me. I don't want to call for you. I prefer the energy to connect you to me. If that makes sense to you. And even in Reiki, as far as my students, they all often come to me. So today, as a Reiki master and teacher, I'm able to make my classes be intimate, for one. I like to have no more than about 6 students at a time. And that's simply because I want you to have the experience. Book Smarts is wonderful. You're going to get your manuals. You're going to read through your manuals. You're going to have that basic information. But what I ultimately want my students to take away from my class, my course, is the experience. You will for sure have a Reiki session during class time. You will perform Reiki on someone during class time. You will understand the power of distance Reiki. Those of you who become Reiki masters will understand that aspect. I have a technique that I think works magnificently and has proven to work. I've had students have breakthroughs during their class time. I've had students come in extremely skeptical and leave out feeling informed, feeling empowered, and sometimes emotional. My attunement process is not that of most, being that I am a Choctaw medicine woman and healer. I call forth my ancestors to come forth and help with the attunement process, to give each student a very personal experience, but what's meant for them. My attunement process when I got attuned was a distance attunement. And the feeling was amazing. I decided to go outdoors for my time of attunement and connect with nature. I scheduled it for early in the morning so that I know that there would be peace and quiet, and that I would be able to really focus. And what I felt was amazing. I felt like as though the energies around me agreed. They were agreeable energies. And at the appointed time, the wind began to blow. And I put myself in a meditative state so that I can receive whatever was meant for me at that time. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I did get emotional. I did cry, because it's a very deep spiritual thing that connects you to the universe, that connects you to nature, and connects you to the Most High. And so I felt so empowered. I felt so sure of what I was doing and my reasoning and the experience that I've had over the years. This was it. This was right. This was perfect. And so I want to take my experiences into my classes. This class, I will have 2 of my previous students who are utilizing their skill, their know-how now in their own businesses, in their own way. It's amazing, and it's beautiful. I'm developing, and it's taking a while, but I'm developing an Indigenous Healers Association, because I studied with the International Reiki Association, which is a wonderful association. However, there's not many people in that association that look like me, who go through the things that I go through, and who have experiences that I have. And so I decided that I would develop a platform for people like me to be able to share their experiences, share their practice, share their experiences, and get found by people who are looking for people like us. It's going to be a directory, it's going to be continued education, and a place where you can share your events, your classes, whatever you decide. Yes, it'll be membership based, where you'll be paying yearly to be a part of the platform. Those who are my students, while I'm in the developing phases, will receive a year free once I'm done doing this. And please understand that many things, like most of my endeavors, it is I that, pretty much get the ball rolling and do most. My husband is still studying to be a Reiki master under me, and also self-paced, which is something also that I'm trying to develop for individuals who know how to teach themselves, know how to learn as far as, self-paced and get the proper understanding that they need. And as always, I will always be available for questions and if you want an in-person experience or anything like that. Even though you take the self-paced course, I'm still here for you. I think it's important to have someone physically there for you at any given time. And then even after you become a Reiki master, I am still available because I am still your Reiki master. I'm still your Reiki teacher. And as I learn more things and new things, and I begin developing continued education courses, you have access to those and to that information. I have students who call me up, ask me questions. They'll talk to me about experiences they had with clients and things like that. And I think it's beautiful. I love to hear the stories and hear how this is spreading because it needs to. And every civilization and culture, there is someone who heals the community, someone who people are able to go to get healing or treatments or things like that. And so I feel like every household should have someone who knows at least the basics of Reiki. And I can't wait for that day when that happens, because then that means that the world is changing and evolving, and we're regaining our connection to nature and to the Most High, our Creator, because, we come from somewhere. And I think the way things will change and evolve and get better is if we deal individually to heal our communities. And so this is the reason why I teach Reiki more than anything. I've done so many sessions for people, and it's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing to help a person heal, but it is a beautiful thing, even more so, to teach someone how to heal so that they can teach their family and they can teach their children and their children's children and so on and so forth. That's where I'm at with this. I want to spread it. I want to spread it as far as I possibly can. So this is Reiki. And so let's talk about my process, because I have a process, and I began my process last night, which is 2 days before the class begins. So the first step for me is to quiet my mind, get myself in a good headspace where I'm not worried about bills and rent or this move I just did, and I'm not worried about, my day-to-day and what's happening and all of that. My mind is clear. My thoughts are clear and they're pure, and they are in unison with nature. We have the fall equinox, which is here. It's here. And its precise day is tomorrow, which is the reason why I picked that day. I know everybody was wondering, why would you teach on a Monday? Why on a Monday? Well, it just so happens to be fall equinox, which is a very powerful time. The equinox is in the solstice. Very powerful. And so I want to harness that energy. I want to utilize that energy, and also that wonderful flow from the Arkansas River, which emits its own beautiful energy in itself. And I wanted to connect to all of that and allow the Most High to move, to move in the way that it's meant, right? In connection with everything around us. So I will be out there probably an hour or so early so that I can ground myself, so that I can put my feet in the sand at the banks of the river early that morning. And I want to go into prayer and meditation and center myself and prepare for, the different energies that will be coming towards me from each individual, as they all are different. And gird myself to a degree to where I'm not pulling from anyone, but allowing them to receive from me. So that means that my energy has to be cleansed and cleared, which I'll be taking care of tonight in spiritual bath, and a healing meditation ceremony session with my husband, who is also an indigenous healer. I take this very serious, and I hope that my students do as well. This is something that's not taboo, but it's also not something to take lightly. This is a serious, serious matter towards healing not only ourselves and not only our loved ones, but the world. There's a certain frequency that we emit as healers that joins with other authentic healers, and it works collectively to heal our plane. So with that, I'm going to end this video and give my yakoki to you all, my thanks for giving me the opportunity to be your Reiki master and teacher, for allowing me to help you on your journey, your spiritual journey towards healing, not only yourself, but your loved ones and your community. Again, I'm Phoenix Madi. Yakoki once again. Peace.